Praise the Almighty Most High. Praise y'all, brothers and sisters of the Most High. Set apart people. Lovers of His laws and His instructions and His guiding principles and His precepts and ordinances. Praise Him. We are a special people. And today we're going to talk about our heritage. And we're talking about this so as to be an encouragement to us when things come in our lives. And when the enemy lies and tells us that we're not this and we're not that, or this is why this always happens to us, and all the different things that he says. And we know they're lies, so we shouldn't even give credence to, right? We don't believe that. We don't believe it because we know who we are in Yahuah. So today we're going to talk about that. Baruch are all those who revere Yahuah and walk in his ways. Tahallym 128, verse 1. Devarim 29, verse 29 says, the secret matters belong to Yahuah our Aluah, but what is revealed belongs to us and to our children forever, to do all the words of his Torah. So, my request for us today is that his truth will be revealed to us more and more. And when we have a revelation of something, it's ours. No one can take that away from us. No one can make us believe otherwise, because we received it from the master of truth. He's not a man that he should lie, nor the son of man that he should repent. If he said he's going to do it, if he's spoken, he's going to make it good. And whenever his word goes out, it will perform what he sent it out to do. So when it's revealed to us, it's ours. No storm is going to shake us. Remember on Tahallym 46, it talks about the earthquake and everything, and we don't get shook. Tahallym 112 talks about the righteous man. When he hears an evil report, he's not shaken. Why? It's because he stands on the word that's been revealed to him. Tahallym 23. If I walk through the dark valley or shadow of death, I'll fear no evil. Why? Because I know that you're with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. So, what is revealed to us is ours. And we're going to need his word revealed to us. And when you think about, his Ben said that he was the word made flesh. So when we receive the word, we receive Yahuah. Actually, we receive Yahuah in us, working in us, revealing to us more and more of his truth and his strength and his power to deliver. So, not just the deep, truths that people like to get, deep revelations for whatever their reasons, some to boast, some to share, but even the simple things that he is our rohe, he is our shepherd. So that means we don't want nor lack for anything. He'll prepare a table before us in the presence of our enemies. That's part of our heritage. So let me get started. Devarim 27. And Musa and the priests, the Levites, spoke to all Yashrael, saying, be silent and hear, O Yashrael. This day you have become the people of Yahuah, your Aluah. 1 Kepha 2, verse 9. But you are a chosen generation. That's us. A royal priesthood. A set-apart nation. A peculiar people. That you should show forth the praises of him who has called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Tahallym 33, verse 12. Baruch is the nation whose Aluah is Yahuah. The people he has chosen as his own inheritance. We're a nation of people who are shepherded by Yahuah. He leads and he guides, and his sheep know his voice, and another they will not follow. Dabarim 7. For you are a set-apart people unto Yahuah your Aluah. Yahuah your Aluah has chosen you to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth, or Haaretz. Yahuah did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people, but you were the fewest of all people. But because Yahuah loved you, and because he would keep the oath that he swore unto his fathers, has Yahuah brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Misraim. You know, a lot of times when we read this, we think about the actual act, like he's talking about the children of Yashrael that were redeemed and brought out of Misraim. But we too were brought out of bondage. We too, or were supposed to be out of Egypt. We're supposed to have come out from among her, the great whore, the world system. And so we can be grateful that he also brought us out. Know that Yahuah your Aluah, he is your Aluah, the faithful Aluah, who keeps covenant and compassion with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. Keep the commandments and the statutes and the judgments that I command you today to do them. So I'm reading this to remind us as to why we're considered his people and why we have an inheritance. You know, people in religion think just because, you know, they belong to a church body, you know, certain assembly of people or synagogue or whatever it is, whatever they call their gathering place. But it's going to take more than that. And we have to know that so that we don't be, oh my goodness, we're going to be so sorely, totally surprised. Keep the commandments and the statutes and the judgments that I command you this day to do them. It shall come to pass if you hearken to these judgments and keep and do them, that Yahuah your Aluah shall keep unto you the covenant and the kindness that he swore to your fathers. And he will love you and barak you and multiply you. He will also barak the fruit of your womb and the fruit of your land, your corn and your wine and your oil, the increase of your kind, which is cattle, and the flocks of your sheep, and in the land that he swore unto your fathers to give you. You shall be Baruch above all people. There shall not be male or female barren among you or among your cattle. And Yahuah will take away from you all sickness and will put none of the evil diseases of Misraim upon you. And you will consume all the people who Yahuah your Aluah shall deliver you. Your eye shall have no pity upon them, neither will you serve their idols, for that will be a snare unto you. You shall not be afraid of them, for Yahuah your Aluah is among you, a mighty Aluah and terrible. He's great, he's powerful, and when we're on his side, he fights for us. No matter how big and terrible and how strong words and all the whatever they say to make it seem like that they're the ones, that's the one with power and strength, we remember whose side we're on. And that's another thing. It's not about him being on our side. We have to be on his side. Yahuah your Aluah shall deliver them unto you, and shall destroy them with a mighty destruction until they be destroyed. And he shall deliver their kings into your hand, and you will destroy their name from under heaven. The Shamayim, there shall no man be able to stand before you. Yeshayahu 54:17. No weapon formed against us shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against us in judgment we shall prove wrong. This is the inheritance of the servants of Yahuah. Their righteousness is from me, declares Yahuah. Another, look at that. And we have to use this word, believe it, and stand on it. Doesn't mean the weapons are not going to be formed, but they're not going to prosper. Tahallym 94:5. They crush your people, Yahuah, and they afflict your inheritance. For Yahuah does not leave his people, nor does he abandon his inheritance. Tahallym 34. I sought Yahuah, and he answered me and delivered me from all my fears. This poor one cried out, and Yahuah heard him and saved him out of all his distresses. The messenger of Yahuah encamps all around those who fear him and rescues them. Oh, taste and see that Yahuah is good. Baruch is the man that takes refuge in him. Fear Yahuah, you his set-apart ones, for there is no lack to them that fear him or reverence him. Young lions have lacked and been hungry, but those who seek Yahuah lack not any good thing. Tahallym 23. We don't lack nor want for anything, any good thing. The eyes of Yahuah are on the righteous, and his ears unto their cry. The righteous cried out, and Yahuah heard and delivered them out of their distresses. Yahuah is near to the brokenhearted and saves those whose spirit is crushed. Many are the evils of the righteous, yet Yahuah delivers him out of them all. Yahuah redeems the lives of his servants, and none of them taking refuge in him are guilty. You know, sometimes when we're down in our body and we're suffering with something, oh my, the flesh wants to just rely on the traditional world way of doing things. And it can get hard. It can get hard. But as long as we're standing on the word and trusting him, we win. We always win in Yahuah. We win. And could it be that there may be a time after all that holding out and standing on his word, he may say, call them? And if he does, we who are sheep know his voice. We'll know when it's really him or when it's our flesh and fear and pain speaking. And when it's him, he's got it all laid out. But when we're really trusting in him to the end, I believe he'll deliver even without the help of man. But we have to get to that point, right? And this is why on the We Win platform, I like to talk about things like this, because we don't know what's coming. We don't know how horrific, because they're already planning things. They've already got things in order. They've already been, using brilliant minds and those who are connected to the side of evil, the darkness, and they've planned so many things. They know the human body, they know the human mind. And so it's going to be quite a spiritual warfare going on. So we've got to know our inheritance. We've got to know who we are in Yahuah so that we can stand. We've got to practice knowing his voice so that we know it all the time. You ever been in a store? I'm talking, it could be either parent, mother, or dad. And I know as a mom, when my sons were real young, if they, they might not even be in the store, and I hear someone say, call their mother's name, and that voice may sound like my son, and I'm thinking, what? Sound just like them, right? And we have to know Father's voice just like that. And just like they know our children know our voice. I remember there's been a few times in life that one of my sons would say, Mom, did you just call me? Like Eli told Samuel, it is not me who called you. If you hear the voice again, tell the Father, here I am. So I did do that a few times with my sons. I said, maybe that was the Most High trying to get in touch with you. What are you doing? Oh, goodness. But we have to know his voice, no matter what the situation is, where we're at, what we're hearing. We have to be able to distinguish between that which is he and that which is not him. Tahallym 1:11. Splendor and greatness are his work, and his righteousness stands forever. He has made his wonders to be remembered. We got to remember his wonders. What has he done in the past? Is he not yet the same one that he was yesterday, that he is today? Yahuah shows favor and is compassionate. He'll never change. He has favor and he's compassionate to those who fear him. We have to remember that. Verse 5. He hath given meat unto them that fear him, reverence him. He will ever be mindful of his covenant. He has shown his people the power of his works, that he might give them the heritage of the heathen. Remember when the children of Yashrael left Egypt, he told them to go and get silver and gold, and they left wealthy. That which the heathens have, he's going to give it to us. Tahallym 37:18. Yahuah knows the days of the perfect, and their inheritance is forever. Their inheritance is forever. Tahallym 135. And he gave their land as an inheritance to Yashrael, his people. He took from the heathen and gave it to his people. Tahallym 36:21. And gave their land as an inheritance. Here we go again. He just said that in Tahallym 135. 136, he's saying, and he gave their land as an inheritance, for his loving commitment is everlasting. An inheritance to Yashrael, his servant, for his loving commitment is everlasting. Tahallym 28, Yahuah is their strength. That's part of our heritage. He is their saving strength of his anointed. Save your people and Barak your inheritance. Feed them also and lift them up forever. Tahallym 6, verse 5. For you, O Aluah, have heard my vows. You have given me the inheritance of those who fear your name. Tahallym 16:6. Boundary lines have fallen to me in pleasant places. Indeed, a good inheritance is mine. Boundary lines. You got boundary lines in pleasant places for us. That means the enemy knows the boundary lines, but he'll test us. He'll see if there's any weak spots. He knows our inheritance. Do we know our inheritance? Tahallym 16. Boundary lines have fallen to me in pleasant places. I just read that. I'll read it again. Indeed, a good inheritance is mine. Devarim 8, verse 6 through 10. Therefore you shall guard the commands of Yahuah your Lord, to walk in his ways and to fear him. Isn't that beautiful? To fear him? When we know that when we fear him, what comes with that? What is packaged up with fearing him? Whew. For Yahuah your Aluah is bringing you into a good land, a land of streams of water, of fountains and springs that flow out of valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley, of vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of oil, olive oil and honey, a land in where you eat bread without scarcity, and you do not lack at all, a land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills you dig copper. And you shall eat and be satisfied, and shall barak Yahuah your Aluah for the good land that he has given you. That's our inheritance. Have you noticed how many times that he says that we don't lack? How many times he talks about how we're going to have food in the time of scarcity? There's several scriptures like that. And I've shared many of them on We Win audios. Devarim 28. This is a lot of repeating of what he said in Devarim 7. So, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let everything be established. He is saying it again, and he has said it several different places. So, Devarim 28 says, And it shall be, if you diligently obey the voice of Yahuah your Aluah, to guard to do all his commands that I command you today, that Yahuah your Aluah shall set you high above all nations of the earth. And all these barakot shall come upon you and overtake you, if you obey the voice of Yahuah your Aluah. Ready? Baruch are you in the city, and Baruch are you in the field. Baruch is the fruit of your body, and the fruit of your ground, and the fruit of your livestock, and the increase of your cattle, and the offspring of your flocks. Baruch is your basket and your kneading bowl. Baruch are you when you come in, Baruch are you when you go out. Yahuah causes your enemies who rise against you to be smitten before your face. Tahallym 23, he'll set a table before us in the presence of our enemies. They will come out against you one way, will flee before you 7 ways. That's our inheritance. Because no weapon formed against us shall prosper. And not any words that go up in the atmosphere against us shall prosper. We will condemn those words because of the righteousness of Yahuah that's in us. as part of our heritage. Yahuah commands the barakot on you in your storehouses and in all you set your hand, and shall barak you in the land Yahuah your Aluah is giving you. Inheritance. Yahuah has established you as a set-apart people to himself as he has sworn to you, if you guard the commandments of Yahuah your Aluah and walk in his ways. Verse 10, and all the peoples of the earth shall see that the name of Yahuah is called upon you, and they shall be afraid of you, because they're going to know who we are because of the name. And how will they know about the name? It's because the way we walk, the way we live, the things we do, the things we say, the places we go, the way we dress, the way we encounter situations. And Yahuah shall make you to have plenty of what is good, in the fruit of your body, in the fruit of your livestock, and in the fruit of your ground, and in the land that Yahuah swore to your fathers to give you. Yahuah opens up to you his good treasure, the heavens, the Shamayim, to give rain to your land in its season, to barak all the work of your hands. And you shall lend to many nations, and you should not borrow. And Yahuah makes you the head and not the tail, and be only on top and not be beneath, if you obey the commands of Yahuah your Aluah that I command you today to guard and do. And do not turn aside from any of the words I'm commanding you today, right or left, to go after other mighty ones to serve them. Don't make anything an idol. Tahallym 91. This is our heritage. In the evil days, we are kept. He that dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to Yahuah, Yahuah, you are my refuge and my fortress, my Aluah, in you I trust. Surely you deliver me from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence, the snare of the evil one, and from noisome pestilences. No matter what they call them, we're kept from them. Yahuah covers me with his feathers. And I thank you, Father. And under your wings I trust. Your truth is my shield and buckler, my armor. I won't be afraid of the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flies by day, nor for the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor for the destruction that wastes at noonday. There's going to be so much happening during the tribulation. So much happening. Oh my. I don't even know if the news is going to be up and running. If they are, they're going to have so much to report, because they like reporting bad. 1,000 shall fall at my side and 10,000 at my right hand, but it will not come near me. For only with my eyes do I behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because I made Yahuah my refuge, even the Most High my habitation, no evil befalls me. Why? Because I made Yahuah my refuge, and I made him the Most High. I made him my habitation. So because of that, no evil befalls me, neither any plague comes near my dwelling. For Yahuah, you've given your messengers charge over me to keep me in all my ways. They bear me up in their hands, lest I dash my foot against a stone. I tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon I trample under feet. Because I set my love upon you, Yahuah, you will deliver me. You said you'll set me on high because I know your name. I call upon you and you answer me. You are with me in trouble. You deliver me and you honor me. And with long life will you satisfy me. With long life you do satisfy me, and you show me your salvation. This is part of our heritage. And when these days come, we can stand on this word. His own 12:13. And when the dragon saw that he was cast upon the Haaretz, he persecuted the woman that brought forth the man-child. And the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, and times, and half a time, from the face of the serpent. And the serpent threw out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood that the dragon dispelled throughout of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. That's going to be us. It's going to be a great spiritual warfare. So he was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, who keep the commandments of Aluah and have the testimony of his ben Yahushua HaMashiach. So he's going to throw out this flood, hoping that we're going to be taken off by this flood. But Yeshayahu 59:19 says, when the enemy comes in like a flood, the Ruah of Yahuah will lift up a standard against him. And we see that in Hezron 12. We stand on this word when the enemy comes in like a flood. So let's say there's a day even before that time comes, because whatever comes to us now is preparing us to come to know him more and more and more. When he delivers, when he turns things around for us now, in the life that we're living now, we come to know him, then we remember his wonders, right? So let's say there's a day, like I just saw a short, where this FedEx driver, he got out of his truck and delivered a package to a lady, and then his truck came backwards, missed her car, but he hit her house. He apologized. He got back in the truck. He put it, what he thought he put it in the shift, and in the gear that it needed to be shifted in, which was park. He came back and apologized to her. He looked, and he didn't put it in park. It was in drive. And then the truck went in drive. So the short ends with him running to catch the truck. And I said, there was an evil force against him that day, or at least, or the transmission was going bad. I don't know what was happening. But when something like that happens, when one thing seems to be one thing after another, first of all, we praise Yah, because we know that he's got everything under control when we are walking right before him, and we can speak against evil coming against us because of the heritage that we have in Yahuah, in his righteousness. But when something like that comes in, it's like the enemy's coming in like a flood, then we call on Yahuah, because we know he's going to lift up a standard against him. People who play sports or wherever, they don't wait and go out there and just play. They've been practicing. Soldiers don't just go off to war. They start practicing. They have war games and they do different things. Doctors who do surgery don't just say, okay, I graduated from college, I'm going to start doing surgery. No. So neither should we think we're going to go into the great tribulation and not know our Father. If so, we will not be able to endure to the end, because it's going to be so harsh. We're going to be able to endure to the end because of the word that's in us, the word that will lead and guide us, the word that we rest upon, the word that we trust in, the word that we're relying on. We got to have it. And so this is our time of preparing now. And even with all that, we still may shake a little bit, but shaking doesn't mean we lost our trust. It just means that we're human and we got to get it back together. We don't want to be in a place where our flesh is willing, but our spirit is weak. We want our spirit strong. We want him to strengthen us with might by his Ruah now, that we be strengthened now so we can stand. Yeshayahu 64 verse 4. Since the beginning of the ages they have not heard nor perceived by the ear, nor has the eye seen any Aluah besides you, Father, who acts for those who wait for him. So we have, even though we know all the great things he has already done, we still haven't seen all that he's going to do for those who wait for him. Corinthians, Aleph, or 1 Corinthians 2:9. But as it has been written, eye has not seen, and ear has not heard, nor have entered into the heart of man what Aluah has prepared for those who love him. We have an inheritance. We are the generation who have prepared ourselves. That's in one of the Tahallym, I think 69, I'm not sure, but it's a verse in Tahallym. A generation who have prepared themselves. We will have no excuse. There's no reason why we should go through and act like the children of Yashrael did when they were in the wilderness. They were not prepared. And I also think sometimes, often I think it's because they also had other people with them. But that's a whole nother, I won't get into that. But we have to remember, and that could be the thing that's going to help us to hold on and say, eye has not seen nor ear heard what, or enter into our hearts what Yahuah has prepared for those who love him. We have to know that if we give in, to what is trending, what is easy, what is painless, any promises that we're given to deny him, we better weigh it. We better know that nothing on this earth is weightier than eternity with Yahuah. We don't want to work harder to succeed in this life than we work to succeed in the next life. We want those promises. So we've got to work hard here to receive those eternal promises with him. Because there's some eternal promises for those who walk that broad way, who want to follow the world, who are not his sheep. There's promises for either side. But we want eternal life, not eternal death. So let's not work harder to succeed in this life than we work to succeed in the next life, our eternal life. Let's remember Hazon 22:14. Baruch are those doing Yah's commandments, so that they have the right, they have the authority to the tree of life, so that they may enter through the gates into the city. The new Yerushalayim. The new Yerushalayim. So we have a heritage, brothers and sisters. And there's so many more verses that you want to do a search, you'll find them. The secret matters belong to Yahuah, our Aluah. But what is revealed belongs to us and to our children forever, to do all the words of this Torah. And let's remember, just because we're in this way and we know some things that people in religion don't know, it takes a lot more than just having this head knowledge. We have to live that set-apart life. We have to live the law. And it's so sad that it's written in some places that the law is not needed today. The laws and the prophets. The law and the prophets. How many times is it not written? So with that, brothers and sisters, be encouraged. Know that we have an inheritance. We're going to make it. If we know to fear Yahuah, love him, keep his commandments, and do always the things that please him. It's a walk, I'm telling you. It can be a struggle on days, at times. Get up. What? The righteous man falls 7 times. He may fall 7 times. So we get back up. I just wonder, and every time we get up, do we start the 7th count again? Because whew, there are some times, like, oh my. But be encouraged. We are going to make it if we hearken unto his voice, and our desire is to please him. And remember, when we're in him and he's in us, we win. Because we win in Yahuah. We win in the Most High Yah. There's only victory in him. No defeat. He said at different times that no man's going to stand before us. He said it to Yahushua, and he said it in Dabarim 7, I think, that I read today. Be encouraged. We win. Sometimes that might be all we can say is, I win in Yah. Father, I win in you. I win in you. Thank you for strengthening me. Thank you for helping me to get through this. I look to you. I trust in you. Tahallym 133 or 123 says, as the servant looks to his master and the maiden looks to her mistress, so we look to you, Yahuah. Have favor on us. Have favor on us. And we can say that. All praises be to him. All praises be to him. And then in Ibram 13, verse 5 and 6, mainly 5, he says, and Yah himself has said, I will not in any wise leave you, nor abandon you, nor leave you without support. I will not in any way leave you helpless. And then we say, assuredly not. And we are encouraged. He will not leave us nor abandon us. And when we remember what Yahushua went through for us, Ibram, I think it's 12, he talks about how we have not endured the affliction that he went through, as far as, losing blood through a beating. We have people talk about us, things don't go right, people lie on us, things don't go right, we feel bad, things don't go right, on and on, those kind of things. But we have not suffered yet. That's the thing that gets me. Father, help me stand if there's going to be any torturing that comes my way. That I be like a Stephen and look up. Be encouraged, brothers and sisters. We win in Yahuah. We win in Yahuah. We have a heritage that's in Yahuah. And our righteousness is of him. We win. I love you, brothers and sisters. Stay strong. Stay encouraged. Keep striving. We're going to make it. And a lot of things that are in our way, I'm talking for me, it's me. I got to work on me. He talked about getting the Hittites and the Perizzites and the Amorites. All of those had different things about themselves. I'm like, do I have those ways in me? Get them out of me. I don't want them. I don't want to be like that. I want to be a true set apart one. Woo. One who loves and fears Yahuah. Not looking to my ways, wanting it to be my way. But I want his wisdom. I want his way of thinking. I want to get his counsel. We win in Yahuah. Be encouraged, brothers and sisters, and stay in the realm of courage.